Sup, nerd? Oh my god, dude. The hell's going on? Oh man. Well, hi. I'm Zach. I run this channel called Audibly Dumb, and this is Audibly Chill, one of the dopest, dumbest, nerdiest music live streams on the planet. Think about that. All the places in the planet, this is one of the dopest ones. Let me tell you how it works. Every Sunday at 10 a.m. Colorado time, a bunch of us nerds get together here, talk about guitars, talk about bands. We honestly say some pretty stupid shit sometimes, but you know what? It's what keeps life going, right? Can't be too serious. 5 people just bounced at the same time. That ain't good. Everyone left. That's crazy. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome. Today's caffeine is provided by Starbucks. And today's tones are going to be provided by Texas Toast Guitars based out of Westminster, Colorado. This is my Texas Toast Guitars Memphis. I love it to death. Let's open up today with a little bit of ambiance. All right, none of that was planned at all. Probably sounded kind of like shit, but I don't really have anything specific planned today. I'm just kind of hoping people show up and we freestyle our way through. Consider this the jam band of live streams, huh? We're just gonna freestyle the whole thing. One thing I do want to say, the last stream, I talked about my setup with this Princeton. I had 2 full-time EQs and a full-time compressor going into it with the volume on 2. I'm starting to get accustomed to playing at louder volumes. It's weird. It's like if you're used to playing quietly and you start pushing the volume, you can kind of get in your own way. What I found out was get rid of the EQ. I do still have a high pass and a low pass on there just because it helps, but no more additional EQ, no more additional compression. Instead, I've got the volume up to 3.5. I'm letting the amp breathe so that way it has some more natural compression and natural sustain, and I'm really enjoying it. So like if we go neck pickup and I roll the volume off a little bit, it's like pretty round and full with the volume all the way up. I think that sounds pretty. If you go to the bridge pickup and dig in, there's a little bit of hair. So it's like playing dynamics. Do you know what I mean? To be able to go from this and with just a little adjustment, right? So there's something really cool about the way that you play having an effect on the sound that's coming out. Too much compression and too much over processing, and no matter how you pick or how you play, it all sounds the same. Jason, I saw your message there, dude. What is good, nerd? Good to see you here. So I've kind of found, and honestly, I kind of discovered this a few weeks ago. I went and saw Government Mule at Mission Ballroom. By the way, slapped. The whole band on stage, very dynamic playing, right? And there's something really cool about that. But there's parts of the set that sucked, right? There's parts of the set where you're like, oh, this kind of sounds like shit. I don't really know where this is going. But that's because they don't know where it's going. There's something cool about that. But then sometimes it's kind of a vibe check. Then I also really, really enjoy the hyper produced, super compressed. There's no dynamics to the music, but the show is fucking perfect. I love both. And that's what I'm kind of aiming for here. I'm always tweaking with it. I want the natural thing and the picking dynamics and kind of letting it breathe. But I also really want just the perfect modern guitar sound. Not dynamic, but sounds good. Ooh. Onionish turnip. The question that you just asked has probably ended at least one marriage. Okay? That is a very controversial topic that I would love to weigh in on. So, do you need to know theory to become good at music or guitar? No, you don't. A lot of the greats of the past are kind of living proof of that. But there's a giant caveat to it, okay? All of the greats that say they don't know theory, they do. They just know how to speak it. So, like, believe it or not, I have a friend who knows Spanish by accident. She moved to America for whatever reason. Spanish soap operas is what was on the TV, and she just watched it, not knowing what the hell was being said, with subtitles though. A few years later, she got a job at a place that was mostly Spanish speakers, and she knew what they were saying. She accidentally learned Spanish. That's essentially what they did with music. They just played and played and played all the time. So they say they don't know theory. The hell you don't. You know what chord changes are coming. You know how to play them on the fretboard. You know what notes are going to sound good with that. They just can't articulate it. They can't read it, and they have a hard time speaking to you what it is. Stevie Ray Vaughan's a really good example. Actually, Joe Bonamassa is a really good example. Joe Bonamassa is this like modern guitar wizard, right? And sure, he knows the scales and all that, but he's openly stated when he's in the studio, they look at him and they go, "Hey, play the flat six for this." He's like, "I don't know what that is." And we're talking about a modern day guitar hero, and he doesn't know what the hell that is. It's because if you tell him, he'll immediately start playing it. It becomes conversational to them. I say all that to say this. You have to understand that you're not that, right? Haha. First of all, Comforting Haven, welcome to the chat. Second of all, 100%. A amazing way to learn theory by accident is just learn how to play a million songs by heart. Billy Sheehan talks about that. If anybody here is a fan of Billy Sheehan, amazing bass player, fucking incredible. Mr. Big, Winery Dogs. I've seen the Winery Dogs twice. Unbelievable stuff, right? He says just learn a bunch of songs. Learn it on bass, guitar, drums, whatever you can figure out. Learn it, and by nature, you'll just get comfortable with music, right? Britton, what's up, fool? Welcome, welcome. But what are we? I'm going to lump all of us together here, right? So I'll only speak on behalf, actually, I'll speak on behalf of myself here. If someone asked me to play a chord progression, which by the way, did anybody here watch the long form video I uploaded the other day about the donut doctor, the guitar teacher? What I'm learning from him is how to locate chords on the neck and how to apply triads when writing songs. A lot of really amazing musicians that have played live their whole lives. They just learned how to play songs. They learned how to play with other musicians. They did that for decades, and they wind up being a legend. Well, I don't do that. You don't do that. None of us here do that, right? So the only way we're going to know is if we learn. The only way I'm going to know that that's an A minor triad. And if I want to go to the minor 4 and then the 5th, turn around to the 4th, and then back to the 1. The only way that I'm going to know that is if I take the time to learn what are these chords? How do I figure that out? So, long answer to your question. Do you have to know theory to get good at guitar or music in general? No. But if you never play live, never play with other musicians, and never learn a bunch of songs note for note, you're kind of kidding yourself if you think you don't have to go there to elevate. Jason, so glad to hear that, dude. Yeah, real quick on that, the Donut Doctor. Most YouTube guitar teachers, man, I say it in the video, but the biggest thing that I hate about a lot of YouTube guitar teachers is they'll say, okay, we're going to start here in A, right? And they teach you everything in A. I don't like that. What I like is when a teacher says, okay, take this finger and put it on any root note you want. Just pick a key. Okay, we're going to be in G, right? Play this shape. Congratulations, you're playing in G. Now move that anywhere. You can make that whatever key you want. What winds up happening, especially when people are young, is they learn something in A and then they go, oh, so I just learned A minor pentatonic. No, 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 no. You learned the pentatonic scale. You can apply that anywhere. Pattern recognition. So this right here, this is OG make fire, fire good. Ooh, welcome. Shark bait. Ooh-ha. Something that I've been really fascinated with recently. C minor is the sexiest of keys. I agree. I play in C a lot. So I would like to say to you that it carries over to the bass, but people will be able to tell immediately that you're just a guitar player playing bass. Like, people love to like shit talk bass players. That's one of the hardest instruments, dude. Just staying in the pocket all night. Oh, by the way, when I went and saw Government Mule, their bass player they hired a couple years back, Kevin Scott. Oh, bro. Go look up Kevin Scott bass right now. I sent that dude a message on Instagram. So I've seen Government Mule so many times. I was like, dude, what you bring to that band, fucking awesome. He is amazing. 100%. 100%. Some of my favorite. Okay, let's talk about bass players. We haven't really talked about bass players on this channel before. I will wrap this up real quick though. Learn as much theory as you can feel comfortable with. You don't want to just wind up being a monkey like you don't want to just be locked into scales, but what I do think is great is if you're in A, right? If you learn the pentatonic, you're like, okay, I now know what that sounds like. And then you go ahead and you learn like the full minor scale, let's say, you know? You're like, oh, sick. Now like I've got that under my fingers. That's cool. you start learning, major. Oh, wow, that's totally, it's same position, right? It looks like you're doing the exact same thing. Totally different feel, totally different vibe. And when you start getting that under your fingers, you almost start to hear songs that you've heard throughout your life. You'll play something you learned with theory and you're like, holy shit, that sounded like Neil Young. Once you start making those associations, all of music just starts to like open up. It's awesome. So I did just want to kind of end on that. Anybody here who's debating theory versus no theory, I have to recommend diving in. And then once you start learning the chords that wrapped up in there as well, I mean, you can get all kinds of vibes. This is minor, then you got, right? And then it's like, what if I want that to be major? Well, now it's major. And yeah, I just think learning as many scales and chords and theory concepts as you can without killing your love for music, it will only make you better. The people that say it'll kill your feel, yeah, if you just play scales and nothing else, for sure. But this channel is going to start taking kind of a, how do I say this? I want to adequately say to you, I want you to play music however you want. If you love it, that's what matters. But I urge you to try and get better, because this journey that I'm on right now, I love playing guitar more than I ever have in my life. I come home from work, I come down to my basement, I sit in here for hours and I just play and play and play. And when you have a huge vocabulary to pick from, it just, yeah, it's amazing. Mm. But yeah, let's talk about bass players. Who in here has bass players they just love? Rock fan, first of all, I've seen you commenting a lot recently. Thank you so much for watching the channel. I love you. Secondly, John Paul Jones. Uh, I think Led Zeppelin might be my favorite rock band of all time. Genuinely, I love everything, every single thing about that band. The vibe is just like too intense. And John Paul Jones, everyone focuses on Jimmy Page, they focus on Robert Plant, and then obviously John Bonham was a very foundational, influential rock drummer. But if you really pay attention to the bass, John Paul Jones was fucking insane. What he provided to that band. Man, Bootsy's Buckethead, 100%. Man, you bringing out Bootsy Collins and Buckethead, that's sick. Um, you heard me mention Billy Sheehan several times. He's one of my absolute favorites. If you ever get the chance, go look up Billy Sheehan bass solos with Mr. Big and with Winery Dogs when they would tour over in Japan. Damn. Cliff Burton. Oh, Cliff Burton. Jason Newsted said that Cliff Burton was the Jimi Hendrix of the bass. I kind of feel that way. Cliff Burton was doing stuff that just no one else was doing at the time. Man, I love a lot of early Metallica stuff. You listen to the bass part on Orion. Oh man, what an unbelievable thing. And those guys were young as hell too. I would agree. Yeah, Nirvana had some really good bass stuff for sure. Um, Rushes for sure. Somebody said Geddy Lee earlier. Yeah, Jason said Geddy Lee as well. Rush. You saw Mr. Big open for Rush. I bet that show was fucking awesome. Uh, let's see. I don't know why I'm kind of blanking right now. Oh, if anybody here is a super big bass fan, that band I just put in there, the Omnific, it's two dudes that play 6-string basses, and it's amazing. Yeah, so I think, didn't Mike just do an interview on Scott's bass channel? Did anybody here watch that? On that note, who here watches like Rick Beato's interviews? Anybody here watch musician interviews? I love that stuff, dude. Vertex Effects has some of my favorite interviews. Mason from Vertex Effects, he did an interview with something John Rooney. What the hell's his name? He's the guitar player for Rascal Flatts. It was awesome. It was a really, really awesome interview. Joe Don Rooney, is that his name? Go watch that if you get the chance. It's awesome. He also did an interview with Dan Huff. That was amazing. He's got a Tom Bukovac interview. That's insane. Let's see. We're going to shake up the conversation. Oh, thank you for mentioning that, Jason. If any, but we were just talking about bass players too. None of us said Flea. Not one of us. That's crazy. Not one of us said Flea. Holy shit, dude. But yeah, the Rick Beato interview with Flea was awesome. It actually sent me on a little bit of a Red Hot Chili Peppers kick. What an amazing band. So, everyone goes through a Red Hot Chili Peppers phase. So this is pretty cool. For the guitar players in here, this is something I've been playing around with for the last like month or so. Tom Bukovac did a video with Robert Baker, and he talked about how to use an EQ pedal, a Boss EQ pedal. I don't have a Boss EQ, but I do have a Line 6 Helix. So these silver and black face Fenders. Fire and Ice Dragon, what up, pimp? So they're scooped in the mids, right? So the tone is kind of like that. Well, when you look at the older Fender Tweeds, instead of it being like this, it's like this. It's very like spiky in the mids, and that's where you get that snarl. Why would you be kicked out for that? Charlie Puth is a modern day pop genius. And like a legit musician too. That dude as a piano player, his pitch. I mean, I've seen Charlie Puth live. I will tell you that right now. Last time Charlie Puth came to Denver, I went and saw him. And it was a great show. So for the EQ pedal, check out how cool this is. If you take an EQ pedal and you lower the bass, you lower the treble, and you spike the mids, you're kind of doing like a whop. You can take these smaller black face and silver face Fenders and turn them into a Tweed. Kind of. It's almost there. I'll show you clean. So with it on, if you can hear the difference, it's a lot easier when there's a little bit of gain. Do you hear how, like, snarly it gets? It's just taking the EQ and going, whop, like that. And then we switch it. You can hear the pick attack a lot more. So it's almost like having another amp, essentially. I urge anybody here to try it. Helps you poke out on a mix a little bit better. Let's go maximum gain setting with it on. Something to try. I almost treat it as like a different gain stage, right? Just a different flavor. The Ibanez Pentatonic EQ. What is that? Ibanez Pentatonic EQ. Oh, okay. Just like a 5-band parametric. That's cool. Wow. Tri-tube. That's pretty cool. I've never heard of that. That is actually really awesome. Let's see here. Let's get a more modern gain sound. Have fun talking to your friend. Did you see the Tone King? Was it the Imperial, maybe? It was the most purchased pedal last year. Anybody else see that? That blew me away. A Tone King preamp was the most purchased pedal on Sweetwater. That's pretty wild. You got to wonder how they did that. The knobs go to 12. There's a rig rundown for the Guitar Tech for YouTube. And he's like, the knob goes to 12. We stop at 3. I guess with like tweed amps and stuff, you're not supposed to turn them up past 3. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Man. So coming up this week, some of the shorts content is going to start getting a little shift, right? Hey, Rock fan, thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is just for you, okay? If you don't have a great day, I'm going to get loud. Now, you won't hear it, but you may feel it ripple through the universe. Please have an unbelievable Sunday, or everybody here our day is going to get ruined too. You don't want that. I don't want that. They don't want that. So have a great day. Yeah, 3 is the sweet spot for a lot of more vintage voiced amps. I don't know. I think in general, instead of going more gain, more gain, more gain, more volume, the more that you can stack smaller things is better. That's at least what I'm learning. Cause like this crunch sound here. That is a Marshall 2204 amp model with a compressor, a Klon style overdrive, and a valve driver style, a tube driver style overdrive, right? And so it's like we're stacking essentially 3 different forms of gain and compression onto that bass 2204 tone. And that's why it's got that, like, I'll turn off the reverb. It's got the articulation. Just like really tight, fast punch. I was trying to get there using just the amp model. It's got to be stacked. You have to stack it. The same is true for the Princeton, right? Like just the Princeton by itself. Add a little bit of hair. Add the valve driver. And then add a KWB fuzz. It does that really snarly thing super well. You could share it on Discord, and you could send it to me on Instagram if you want, dude. Yeah, I think that's the secret, though. I learned a lot about tone from Tom Bukovac's Rig Rundown. It applies no matter what you have, whether you're using plugins, whether you're using a tube amp and a pedal board, if you're using a Helix, regardless of anything, you can, I mean, the logic applies. A good amount of headroom with some really targeted stacking, and you can conquer the world. You really can. Let's see here. Uncle Larry is insane, bro. Oh, man. No, and the reason why is okay, so I was sent somebody sent me an email like 2 weeks ago asking me if they could pay me for guitar lessons, and I said no. I don't feel like I'm knowledgeable enough to really like provide any expert guidance. I'm very much on a learning journey, as is most of everybody on the internet. I'm just dumb enough to be on camera while I do it. That's it. You know what I mean? So I'll tell you, here's what I like. I don't want people to look at me as I want to learn about like a bunch of tone and stuff like that. I want people to look at me as a resource to where I say, if you want better tone, go to that guy and just know that what I'm saying is truth. Like, I like directing people to the professionals, right? Yeah, but I mean, I feel like my tones are pretty decent, but I didn't get there myself. I learned from people like Tom Bukovac and Dan Huff, and I learned from the internet. So I almost feel like teaching that stuff verbatim almost takes away from those cats. Does that make sense? You never stop. You're always learning. But yeah, so I prefer to show off what I'm doing, and then if people have questions, direct where I learned it from and go from there. Always on gain stages, so that is more tone sculpting. I'm into it. Alex, yes, this is my Texas Toast. The guys at Texas Toast said if you take it home and you love it, then you can keep it. I'm using it in every video. I've got an awesome video that I'm working on right now about it that's going to drop in about a week. Um, I just want people to buy them, right? That's exactly right. Jason said it best. Experiment, figure out how to do it yourself. This whole tube amp with the power amp and the 212 and the Helix, I don't really know of anybody else that's running that. I haven't seen it on YouTube. A real hybrid tube and digital combo that's not using an effects loop, right? So that's unique to me, and I'm into it. Yeah, jamming is hard. Finding people that can jam is hard for sure. No, I get it. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, I will say, just as a final little plug, like, I want people to buy this guitar from Texas Toast. They want to sell 10 of them, I think, is the number. When they come out with a model, they have to sell 10 of them in order for it to be financially worth it for them to build it. Um, but getting people to do that is hard. Like, it's a really, really cool guitar. And I mean, yeah, this is supposed to be a vintage John Lennon style guitar. You guys haven't heard me do anything Beatles, right? I don't know. What is that, Day Tripper or whatever? So yes, it can play Beatles too, but like, it's just a good rock guitar, dude. See, I feel like jamming is hard, but if you know how to play chords and you know some theory, it becomes easier. Emo boy and thrash metal fun riffs. Keyboard is dope. I've got a keyboard right behind this camera, and I haven't learned a single thing about it. Except for the fact that when you push buttons, noise happens. Having some tuning issues today. Holy shit. Yeah, drums. I gotta say, if anybody here is a drummer, what is the learning process for that like? Just from like a logistic standpoint, because it's so big and it's so damn loud. Like they got electric kits that are super affordable now, but metronome is super important for sure. And yeah, ditching compression. Uh that is compression is important. It can help you get solid like pick attack in your tone, but it can also cover up a lot of issues in your game. I will say, when I went to NAMM, I went to the Shabbat Guitars booth, and they had a two rock. It was like a $4,000 amp, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I get to play a two rock." I sounded like absolute poppycock, dude. Like it was the worst I've ever sounded, and it's because it was so dynamic. It was so receptive to your playing that I literally like okay, bye, and then I just put the guitar away. I was like, I can't even do this. Like it was awful. But it wasn't the amp, it was me. Like, and it certainly wasn't the guitar. It was me as a player. See, and that's the thing about what I was saying when I started this stream earlier, right? Like I have the Princeton with no compression or anything right now, and it's because if I pick light, I want that, but there's a big difference there, and it's not just volume. Right? Neck if you go to neck pickup and pick light, bridge pickup, give it a hard strum, totally different thing. You want that. You want to be able to understand how that works. And too much compression, too much saturation, too much, like, it just ruins all that. Yeah. Reverb covers up a lot. I got a little bit of reverb on the Princeton kind of happening at all times. Just learn basic 4/4 rock beat. That is true. Turning on a metronome and just trying to play along to a beat is good. I've got a little set of drum tracks that I've got in my DAW that are really good for that. And then Elevated Jam Tracks is another really, really good resource. If you purchase a pack from Elevated Jam Tracks, you can throw it into Moises and just have the drums there. That's a really, really cool. That's a really, really cool thing to do. Yeah, that's why I like a Tunematic bridge too. Having the palm right there is really comfy, and you can still like get wide open, but just a little shift forward, and you can mute strings easily. I feel like the Telly bridge and then the Tunematic are my two favorite bridges for that reason. Yeah, loopers are kind of like the can you actually keep time, right? That's kind of a cool chord. Very dark. What is that? I don't know, but it's dark and ominous. Oh, man. So, I did want to mention, I found a new guilty pleasure band. I've listened to them a lot, like the last week or so. Anybody here listen to Spirit Box? They get made fun of a lot because they're like a little bit of modern pop metal sometimes. New guilty pleasure band. Yeah, I really enjoy Spirit Box. Secret Garden. That song is insane. Yeah, so here's the thing about country. It depends on what kind of country you're talking about. If it's like Luke Combs or Zach Bryan, fuck that. And that's no disrespect to them as artists. Every Zach Bryan song is the same. It's the same four chords in the same key. He's singing about the same stuff. My red truck and my Coors Light, and my wife has painted on blue jeans. I love my dog. I was in the war. Right? Am I going too hard in the paint there for modern arena country? Fuck it. I'm going to double down on it. It sucks. But Brad Paisley, that dude's an insane guitar player. Keith Urban, insane guitar player. They just so happen to be really good guitar players that can write country hits. Oh, Jason, what's his name? Mike, is it Stringer or is that the dude from Incubus? No, Mike Stringer. Spirit Box. Okay, I nailed that. Hey, I know what I'm talking about. So the reason why I say that regarding Zach Bryan, I had a buddy of mine ask me to go to Red Rocks to see him, and I passed. He showed me a bunch of footage from it, and I was like, every song's the same. I'm kind of glad I didn't go. I don't know. I don't hate the player, I hate the game. That's fair. Really good pick. See, well, that's the thing. I say that I dig some country, but when I think about the type of playing in country that I enjoy, it's basically bluegrass. Like, Cool Guy Pie, what the hell is up, dude? But like bluegrass, insane. The Telluride Bluegrass Festival this year, the headliners are Tedeschi Trucks Band, Larkin Poe, and Shaky Graves. I would want to go to that. If Billy String shows up, perfect. '38 Special. See, it's one of those things of like that's Southern rock. I don't even know if I would consider that like country rock. That's Southern rock. George Strait. Yeah, like vintage country has a vibe. The lyrics were cooler. The lyricism of older country is great. But modern country is basically just I've never worked on a farm, but I am going to write songs like I did. Have you ever heard that Bo Burnham country song? I walk and talk like a field hand, but the boots I'm wearing cost $3,000. I talk about riding tractors from the comfort of a private jet. Like that, you need to look up the Bo Burnham country song. Like in the middle of the breakdown of the country song, Bo Burnham is like, I like to break down and talk like this sometimes to the audience. It really helps offset the creepy, rapey vibes I'm throwing out there. Like it's oh man, Bo Burnham is a gift to the human race for sure. Yeah, country's definitely not my vibe, clearly. Chug Radicaster, sup, dude? What kind of telly did you get? Uh, I don't know. If you got a southern accent and you play, I mean, they call them cowboy chords. Country. I don't know. I don't know what classifies it. Daphne blue is a solid color for sure. I'm glad that you got a telly. Everybody should have a telly. I actually feel bad. So you guys probably know my Sir Telecaster Morrison is my number one. He's always going to be my number one. I have not played Morrison in 2 weeks. I've literally only played this for the last 2 weeks. And it's just because, A, I vibed with it immediately, but it takes time with a guitar to really like own it. That's A. B, this Charlie Christian pickup does a thing, dude. It's just, even with like modern modulation, it's got sustain and it's fat and it's bright. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I'm smitten with the Charlie Christian neck pickup. I just can't get over how much I love that, right? Oh my god. So yeah, so that is a cave delay, or that is a cave reverb, and then I'm playing with these really long quarter note dotted delays. What it does for a spaciness kind of thing. And it just keeps going. And when you combine that with like a thick reverb, and then I just added on some chorus to that. I can't get enough, dude. So this neck pickup has been like really interesting to me. The middle position is this pickup with the dog ear P90, and again, I hope you can hear the difference, but it goes from this it just gets a little brighter and a little more hair to it. And then dog ear bridge P90s are quickly becoming my favorite bridge pickup. My favorite bridge pickup I think is always going to be a Telly pickup, but a bridge P90 is like that, but just with a little more balls to it. But if we put on that same tone as we did with the neck pickup, it's still right. So on the neck, little clearer, you got more clarity, but then that extra bite. So I've only been playing this guitar for weeks now, and it's just because I'm kind of smitten with what it's doing. You know what I mean? Anybody here go through that? Where it's just I don't know. You can't put something down. Like I've got multiple guitars, but I don't know. That is true. So I tend to literally just rest here, like right in the middle of both pickups is where I try to stick around. But it is kind of crazy. Makes a difference, for sure. Chug. I don't know if I can really chug with this setup. Let me see. This guitar handle, oh my god, that was on the Charlie Christian pickup. Holy shit. Right? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't play that kind of music. That is fun though. I don't know, dude. This is what I'm talking about. I just like to fuck around. mm. Yeah, genuinely, does it? I don't know what a good chug is supposed to feel like because I never really play with that in mind. That's a great question. One pickup guitars I've tried. I've had juniors. I've had Esquires before. I like the flexibility of 2 pickup guitars. So I get the rock nature and the blunt force of just a single pickup guitar, but I play around too much, you know what I mean? Huh. Kind of nailed that. What key is Mississippi Queen in? Is it A? If it sounds like shit you're chugging right, then thanks. See, Jason, you gotta embrace the single coil, bro. You need P90s. I'm telling you, it'll change everything. Wah pedal recommendation. I have a Vox wah. The Wacko wah from Jam is insanely good. Any Crybaby, any Vox. I don't know. I'm not big on wah. Hey, get a Crunchwrap Supreme for me, dude. Enjoy it. Thank you for stopping by. Have a fantastic Sunday, or I'm going to get gosh darn mad. Like, when it comes to single pickup instruments, I think it depends on what you're going for. I like vibe shifting as I play. If you're only playing one kind of music and the single pickup thing works for that, like there's a lot of players where they will remove the tone knob. They won't have a tone pot, one volume, one pickup, and the truth. And that is all it will be. I just can't do that. I play in the middle position too much. And then for really pretty stuff, playing in the neck position is awesome. Let's see. I use the neck pickup always for just like the really pretty stuff. That's honest. That's what I use the neck pickup for. Actually, let's see. That's the tone rolled all the way up with some gain. So like. Nah, not on this guitar anyways. On like my Heritage, the neck pickup on that doing the tone rolled off thing is sick. But with this guitar, it just doesn't do the thing. The pickup's too weird. You know, it kind of sucks that like you even have to say that about Ted Nugent. I really hate when famous people think their opinion matters because they're famous. Just play your music and shut up, dude. Like, I think that about everybody. I'm going to stand on this stage and talk about how I feel because I wrote a hit song and now they're giving me a Grammy. What I say matters. Shut the fuck up. Like, man, I don't know if what I just said there is a yeah, exactly. I think that about musicians. I think that about actors. The actors one, that's the one that gets me the craziest because it's like they say something and then people are like, "Oh, this is how they feel." They're being genuine. And it's like that person's a professional liar, right? Like for a living, they pretend to be other people. It was like during the Johnny Depp and Amanda Heard thing. People were like, "Don't you see she's up there crying and can't you see?" And it's like, dude, these people make millions of dollars faking this shit. Do you think they can't do that all the time? Of course they can. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's I had a one of my clients told me the other day. He was like, "So I'm supposed to listen to a professional liar tell me their opinions about professional liars." Like, what? Holy shit, dude. I don't know, man. It's a wild thing. That's why I like talking about music and movies and art and stuff like that. I guarantee you I am one of the most politically illiterate people you will ever talk to. I know nothing. I only know what people tell me. I trained my algorithms to not show me anything. By the way, turns out if you just like downvote everything that you see in a topic category, it'll stop showing it to you. So now whenever I go on YouTube or whenever I go on anything like Instagram, all I get is music, comedy, movies, and like gear review stuff. And it's awesome. You guys remember the Chris Rock slap, right? The Will Smith and Chris Rock slap. A buddy of mine was like, "There's no way that was fake. How could they possibly fake that?" And I'm like, "You mean how could Will Smith, one of the richest and most celebrated actors in history, fake slapping a person? I know, how could he do that? Are you dumb? Like they absolutely can do that. They're professionals at doing that. He played Muhammad Ali in a movie. Like he can fake hit someone. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Homie makes a joke about Jada Pickett Smith being bald. Like she looks like I'm not even gonna get into that. That's funny though. That's hilarious, Britton. That's actually fair. Every single one of us here is an actor. We're not great guitar players, but I can tell you I identify as one. Hell yeah, dude. uh, the Malteser comment. That's fucking funny, dude. I'm not even. We're just gonna move on. I'm done touching that. That is such a funny comment. I don't even know how many people here get what you're saying. That's so funny. Well, I gotta tell you, leaving a comment like that with a username emo boy checks out. That checks right the hell out, dude. Oh, man. All right, my dudes. I have been going for about an hour and 10 minutes. I am going to let you cats go for the day. Username is unrelated, my ass, dude. Nah. It's all connected. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist, right? I'm not a professional at anything. But I can tell you 100%. That comment combined with your username, that's a correlation, guy. But yeah, I'm going to bounce. I got a lot of filming to do today. And then my wife and I are getting Indian food. Gonna get some vindaloo. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a quick sign off. Let's go here and here and here. All right. Woo! All right. My name is Zach. This has been Audibly Dumb. Thank you so much for watching, hanging out with me. Audibly Chill is dope. This is my 13th Audibly Chill. Next Sunday will be 14th, and I will make sure that I have a ton to talk about. This time was just kind of a chill. Next weekend, it's going to be very structured. Wilson, dude, I'm literally leaving right now, bro, but thank you so much for coming by. Oh, man. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you next Sunday. Expect 3 shorts and another long form this week, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. Have a fantastic Sunday. Bye!